Jinro set up a nice defense here. There's really nothing that Lalush could do to break this at this point. So he's just hanging out, trying to macro. Getting his upgrades as usual, very typical build. Baneling nest going down. Pre-igniter going up there for Jinro. Jinro ready to float another command center here in a bit to his his expansion protected by the rocks. This is one way to tell what patch of a replay you're watching. If you see damage 50 on the siege tanks, you know it's a patch 15 game. Patch 15 or later, that is. A lot of Terrans make these just a single Viking just to do some Overlord hunting, gain back a little bit of map control. Doesn't necessarily need to do more than just the one Viking. From there, he can branch out into medevacs. But for mech, it's likely we will see a lot more Vikings, as Tank Viking is one of the killer combos right now against Zerg. Just kills so many of Zerg's scary units. With the Vikings killing the Broodlords very well with their extreme 9 range on the Vikings. Lalush doing a much better job this game spreading the creep tumors. And this is absolutely critical that he has, since he's gone for such a large Hydra army. Actually, I thought he was going for a large Hydra. There we go. Okay. He does have a pretty good mix. I am happy to see he's getting infestors and neural parasite, because that's always fun. So we see, yeah, a nice mix of forces here. 11 Hydras, 11 Roaches, 2 infestors. Not too large of an army. Let's look at the army size tab. Pretty even at this point. Jinro probably being content to just hit critical mass with his siege tanks, and likewise Lalush being content just to be able to macro on the map here. So both players doing what they want. Meanwhile, not really engaging in any battles. Looks like they're both hoping the other one does not attack so they can execute their game plan here. Lalush not willing to commit here against the siege tank defended high ground. Probably a good idea. Just trying to create a little bit more map control there by taking out that scout that was at the Zelnaga watchtower. And we see Jinro just trying to see if he can inflict some economic damage. But he notices that this expansion is not complete, so he returns. So it looks like Lalush's plan for dealing with all these tanks and Thors is going to be Neural Parasite. As we can see, he's got quite a bit of infestors here. Fungal growth as well will do double duty in just shutting down Hellion harassment. And you can see that Lalush does not really want to engage Jinro in these tight pathways. He really would love to fight him on the creep in the middle of the map. Jinro knows this, and so he's just staying here in the ramped area. You can see certain vulnerable spots, such as this really isn't too heavily defended from mass speedlings for instance. I imagine Lalush will come and try to clean this up. Nope. He decides to let that one go and just take this gold base. Really, one hatchery with no drones is not much of a loss here. Both players almost maxed, so we should see some heavier battles here in a moment. You notice here how patient both of these players are being. They don't want to waste units, they don't want to engage in battles that will not go in their favor. A lot of lower level players are definitely not this patient. So it's a pretty good skill to learn in Starcraft 2. Wait for the best possible time to inflict damage. You know, sometimes it's not until you've played for 20 minutes and have 4 bases. So if you win a game, a slow game where you gain small incremental advantages over time, it counts just as much as if you win quickly and decisively. So here we see one of the reasons why this map favors Terran. Tanks being able to hit this gas. Gas being very important to Zerg especially. But Lalush is doing fine on gas with his multiple bases. Still hasn't attempted to take this. Okay, now he's going to take out these rocks. Let's take a look at the income. Lalush is getting a ridiculous amount of minerals, primarily attributed to having this base. Actually having one extra base than Jinro, as Jinro has not yet started mining this. I would imagine Lalush wants to take this out. If Jinro is allowed to keep that gold base, it would be very bad for Lalush. So we see the Broodlords coming in. Broodlords are one answer to Terran mech, with Infestors being the other, and here they come. Ooh, nice neural parasite going down on that Thor. Another one, 2 Thors taken over by Lalush. The 2 other one are destroyed. So yeah, look pretty. We look here to see that the Infestors are protected quite well back there. A lot of times, the Zerg will neural parasite and immediately lose their Infestors. But we see that Lalush timed it properly so that his Infestors would be shielded and he would be able to maintain control over those Thor. So that was nice work. And, oh, why not, you know, take the neural parasite on the 3 Vikings. That actually is excellent because it allows these Broodlords to stay alive, which is critical at this point. And we see that